real special to introduce. Her name is Robin, and she's a fitness professional. I'll let her. She's a brand new health coach on our team, and also doing this as a client. And she's got an awesome story. So, Robin, go ahead. She's on fire, and she's just really moving forward, assisting people.
Hi, I'm Robin Goodpasture. This is awesome and strange all at the same time. Israel and I have known each other for a while. I own a Fit Body Boot Camp in Roanoke, Virginia. Get a lot of people success, but I had one client in particular who had just mind, her transformation has been unbelievable. I said, what are you doing? She told me about Take Shape for Life. And I really feel like it's a solution for so many people who get what I call weight loss.
Oh, her iPhone just got muted there, Robin. Not sure what happened there. You still there, Robin? All right. Well, I'll finish off her story because I just talked to her about it last night, and she's excited about paying it forward. And so right out of the gates, Robin's been coaching for underneath Israel's mentorship and guidance. And Israel, congratulations on partnering with a great individual and a great human being. Together, you guys have already, in the last just 3 days, have 2 people on board. And I think she's actually got about 4 or 5 more people who are ready to go. Some people just are ready to share this. And when Robin, I started mentoring her last night because we do multiple levels of mentorship. I shared a way to basically share your story. And I said, well, tell me your version. And I said, oh, yours is better. Use yours. And some people just know their story very well. And if you don't quite know your story very well, work with your mentor. So very good. Anyone else have a guest on that they want to introduce who's not set up to be one of the speakers? Jeff Norris.
Hey, Tiffany Hauser, a new health coach, and she's a medical professional. I don't know if she can talk, but I know she's on here for the first time.
Are you there? Is it Tiffany Hauser, you said?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
There she is.
Hi, guys. I wasn't prepared to talk, but that's okay. No problem. I'm just excited about joining. I do health and wellness for a hospital for their employees. And so one of the biggest problems is lifestyle, disease management, but it's a lot of times related to lifestyle. So I'm really hoping that I can reach a lot of people and help a lot of people through Take Shape for Life.
Wonderful. Welcome to the team. And Jeff, is this who you and I were sitting in your backyard? We were preparing you for a presentation a long time ago. Was this one of the
Yes. That was the one we did for some of her clients that she brought in.
Excellent. I love it. So, Tiffany, I've known about you before I knew about you then. That's good.
Okay.
Wonderful. I flew all the way to Louisiana to make sure you got the best. No, just kidding. Jeff was on fire to get a chance to come in and talk with you guys. It was wonderful. So good. All right. Anyone else have a guest that they want to introduce? First time on with us. And there is a way for you to raise your hand at the bottom if you go into little button in participants. I can't see everyone at the same time, but just unmute yourself and start talking if you do, because we're about ready to move to the next level. All right. Well, what about Amber? Did Amber get in? I mean, did she get introduced, Allison? Or are you just going to skip over her?
Hey, I'm Amber. This is Amber. We're listening. We're not listening now.
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you.
Okay. So this is Amber. She's a trainer with me at Lyft, and she'll be starting on program, I believe, on Monday.
Monday's the day.
So we're just hanging out between clients this morning.
Good deal. Well, welcome to the call, Amber. I saw that you were getting ready to kick things off, so wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see here. Okay, Leslie, begin. I just want to tell you guys that Leslie and Trey have just been on fire. It was wonderful to see them and go global, and just to see the level of just personal growth in them as a. I don't know Trey very well from before, but just hearing how they were taking things in and what's going on down there in Louisiana with their team is phenomenal. And I think Leslie's got some information, and she's going to go ahead and lead the stories of hope and health, and she's also pitch hitting for Harold and Sam Prestonbach. So with no further delay, amazing. Leslie, begin.
Hey guys, I'm so excited. I got a text from Samantha at
It was right at like 7 this morning, and she said, "Gonna need you to lead the meeting. I'm having this baby right now." And they had the baby at 7:15. So she sent me the message at 7 o'clock. And she said, "You can rock this thing." At 7 o'clock, she's still thinking about our team while she's literally about to push this baby up. So, I mean, if you want to talk about rock star coaches there, we've got a couple of them on this team leading the way, and they're concerned about us the entire time. So they had a beautiful baby boy. So they broke the girl streak, and there's some testosterone to support Harold in his home, and we're all really excited about that.
Yeah.
And I am so excited about jumping in today. A few of my clients are on here who are complete rock stars, and it's going to be so fun for me to hear their story in a summed up way, and for you to hear their story, because these few girls have really brought so much joy to my life in so many ways. They've inspired me, they've motivated me, they've challenged me along the way. And without further ado, I want to introduce my friend from college, who is now my friend for life, Lauren Blake. She is on vacation at the beach, and she's joining us from the comfort of her own vehicle. And Lauren, I would love for you to share your journey with Take Shape for Life.
Okay, hi guys. My name is Lauren Blake, and I am a healthcare professional. And Leslie, I watched Leslie's journey for about a year before I decided to get on the 501 plan. And the weight started coming off. I had absolutely no trouble following the plan. It was super easy for me. But a couple of weeks in, I got on the scale, and I was literally, I want to say 2, and I was 12 pounds down. And I was super excited about that. But at this time, one of the things that I realized was I got on that scale, even with the victory that I had from the scale, there was not an instant fulfillment from that. And I have been a person who struggled with my weight for life. And so in terms of, I've tried every diet there is, I've tried everything, but that was the first time that I had that click that realized, okay, this is not what's going to provide you fulfillment or self-worth. It's going to be more than that. And so I think that was the turning point for me when I realized, okay, this is more than anything else. And just really had a recognition of the total transformation in terms of reaching optimal health, and realizing how much that ties into the mind and the spirit. And so as I started continuing to lose weight, having just great success with the 5-in-1 plan, I had people start to reach out to me. And Leslie mentioned being a coach to me, and I was kind of like, yeah. But over the next few days, I had prayed about it, and people just continued to approach me just out of nowhere because of the weight loss. And one of my friends from high school texted me, and so I kind of started inadvertently coaching her. And the irony is, I kind of got into being a healthcare professional to help people, and I don't really in my job have the opportunity to develop personal relationships like I was developing this relationship with Leslie, and like I had started developing this relationship, or kind of re-sparking a relationship that I had. And so that's when I kind of knew that coaching was something that I wanted to do. And so overall, just in terms of the way that I approached eating and not letting food control me was a completely new thing. That was the part of a quote diet that I had never changed, and I never done. And then I saw the opportunity to truly help people. And so that's what's kind of continued to inspire me as I've gone on. And Leslie, I can't see anybody anymore. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, you'll have to switch your screen. But that right there, I know Leslie has something to say, but she's your coach, right?
Lauren, yeah. So Lauren's an emergency room physician.
Yeah.
So she sees very unhealthy people all the time, and she sees people in trauma all the time. And she inspires me in that this journey, it's what she was explaining, has been so much the healthy mind with the healthy body. And she's done the healthy body thing before, but her mind never changed with it. And so as she's dug it, I mean, this girl dug into those books. I think even before, she owned the Dr. A's Habits of Health book before she started the program, because she had done one of the challenges last July. And she dug into those books. She understood exactly what they were saying, and it made sense to her. And yet she was still afraid, right, Lauren?
That was I think the initial thing is I was so terrified of failure that I didn't want to start anything else, because I had done, I mean, you name it, whatever diet, I had done it and I had failed at that. And so I still sometimes struggle, Leslie and I discussed not that long ago, the failure mindset versus a progression mindset. And so, because I think that we all face setbacks in whatever settings we come in along the way. And then instead of, oh, I failed, like it's over, then no, we're still progressing towards optimal health. And that's a completely new mindset for me. And I think that that's something that a lot of people struggle with. And so just to be able to kind of just switch the thought process towards, reaching for a goal instead of a restrictive mindset it's a huge turning point.
So, okay, one more question, Lauren. How does it feel being at the beach when you're 30 plus pounds lighter?
It's a completely different experience. I'm not a model by any stretch of the imagination, but, to just be comfortable in your skin and to be able to throw my child in the air with ease and swim and run and play with her and not have, 34 pounds that I'm lugging around. And so
wow.
It's a huge difference.
Okay, so can I tell you that, and I haven't shared this part with Lauren, one thing for you guys as coaches, Lauren and I started our relationship up again from college back in July. I always loved Lauren in college, and I just stayed in her life because I love her, and I heard her heart when we did our first call, and I heard her heart, and I knew what she wanted deep inside her heart, and so I continued to love her. Following up with Lauren was never saying, hey, are you ready to start our program? It was checking on her because I truly, deeply care for her, and I truly wanted to see success. And I knew what success looked like for her when it came to relating to her daughter, relating to her husband, and relating to herself. And so following up with Lauren was loving on Lauren to the point where when we first talked, I'm like, you know what? You might not believe you can do this, but I can believe for you until you can believe for yourself. So, Lauren, thank you so much for taking time out of your vacation, and I will chat with you very soon. Love you. Okay, so the next speaker, Marisa, are you there?
Hi.
Yay! Can you turn your camera on for us so we can see your beautiful face?
Oh, gosh. Okay, no makeup on, people. Don't be scared.
This girl and I knew each other. After college, I went to beauty school. And I went to beauty school so I'd have a great part-time job when I had a baby. And Marisa and I knew each other from beauty school. We're both estheticians and do skincare. And so now she's embarrassed that she doesn't have makeup. She's gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, no. Thank you, though.
Okay, so Marisa is very similar in one way to Lauren, in that this was a healthy mind and healthy body together transformation. And Marisa was very scared of failing too, and I'll let her go from there.
Yes, like Lauren, I had pretty much tried everything there was to try.
Hey, Marisa, we can't see your face.
Oh,
Yeah, and
can you see me now? I'm sorry.
Turn your camera horizontal. Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah. No, just do it the other
No?
way.
Okay.
Perfect.
Is that better?
Yep.
But yeah, I've, just like Lauren, I had tried everything under the sun over the last 20 years, and nothing stuck. It never changed my way of thinking, just my body for a short time. And then I would always regain the weight back. So when I got back in touch with Leslie, it was God sent. He directed me to her so we could start this journey together, and my life has changed since. So I was really able to tackle all of my needs and my emotional needs. That's when I realized I was an emotional eater, which always made it harder for me to actually finish. That's great. Actually finish the process. So once Leslie got me on the program, we got started. I had actually lost about 23, 24 pounds before I met up with Leslie, and then I plateaued. So it was perfect timing. So we got on the program. I lost 37 pounds in 16 weeks, was it? Yes. And so that really jump-started the rest of the weight loss. So I have been off the program since the week before Easter and have lost an additional 10 pounds. So total 62 pounds in a year.
Whoa.
But I have to say, Leslie was really the one who catapulted me to finishing my journey. It's a total mind change. Every aspect of my life has changed for the positive, and I feel great. Thank you.
That's so awesome. Marisa, one of my favorite stories is when you took a picture of all the junk food your husband had brought home.
Oh my gosh. Yes, and I was at a breaking point, and I called Leslie and I took a picture of my pantry, and I said, this is what I'm up against, and it was loaded with junk food. And she calmed me down, and she reset my brain and said, now attack the problem. And she taught me how. And till this day, I use it because my pantry is still covered in junk food, but I don't even want it anymore. I look at it and I laugh and say, that was the old me.
That's so good. And I don't know if you caught this part of the process, but Marisa lost the 37 pounds, and then she, for various reasons, could not get any more food.
Right.
And you know what? Our program is about so much more than food. It's so much more than food, and we say that over and over, but do you believe it as a coach? You know? Mm-hmm. She had studied the habits of health. She was plugged into me as a coach. She called me during crisis moments where I brought home grocery bags full of groceries, and I directed her to the resources she needed. Mm-hmm. So when she couldn't buy any more food, she was really nervous about transitioning off program, but she had a bunch of low glycemic index snacks, and she was able to lose another 10 pounds in the last month. Just
on my own.
Justifying the habits that she had learned. And so our program is so much more than a diet, and Marisa is an amazing testimony to that. Thank because you. Her life changed so much from the inside out. Yes. And gosh, I just love these journeys. And there's emotion involved in these journeys because so much emotion is, it's taken so much emotion to get here. The emotions are involved. Getting healthy control of your emotions is just the same.
For the first time. For the first time in my life, I honestly am not scared anymore to regain the weight. And I feel that my journey has just started. And I'm about to do a 5K in October. And I would have never imagined to be able, at almost 41, to have this life change. So Thank you.
Yay. Okay, so Marisa, thank you so much. She thought when I asked her if she could be on this meeting, she thought I meant next month on the 11th instead of tomorrow at 11. So she pulled it all together this morning, and thank you so much for being here. You're an inspiration, and I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
Okay, Rebecca, are you there?
Hey, just a second, Leslie.
Oh, yeah.
I want to give everyone a second just to catch your breath. Wow, that was huge. And I know we want to get these speakers on quickly, but I just want to encourage you all. I thought of so many friends that should have, I say should have, that I really, really think I could have inspired to be on this call to hear those last two stories. People came to mind as both of you shared that I'm like, wow, there are people who would benefit if they were on this kind of call. And so think about those names, write those names down, because here's the thing. What was just shared by Marisa and what was the Lauren. What was just shared by them? That is a different level of conversation that I know they would have had. They could have even been able to have 3 to 6 months ago, because I could tell they've been in the habits of health. I could tell they've been in relationship. I can tell they've been walking side by side with a great mentor. It's transformation. It's phenomenal. So I just want to encourage you all to continue to take notes and continue to think of people's names.
All right. Rebecca is one of Samantha's clients. Rebecca, are you there?
Yes.
Yay. I can't see your face, but I see your name. Is your camera on your iPad on?
I think it is.
Okay. Click on the use your finger on the bottom right or left-hand corner, and there's a video camera, and that should, it might be crossed out with a red X.
I don't see anything. Sorry.
It's okay. We can hear you loud and clear. Alex, do you have a solution?
Well, the only thing I noticed is that it actually is not saying her video's turned off. It's just showing like her camera's blocked. Do you have a case on your iPad by any chance?
Oh, I do.
Okay, can you take it out of that or something like that?
Sure.
Okay, while she's doing that, I'm going to share her screen. Share her before and after.
I like it. She's like demoing the house.
I
know. This is what it's like to reconstruct your body. She's giving us an audible on what it sounds like.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, now I'm out of the box.
Let me see.
Okay, it's still not working, but let's move forward anyway. It's totally fine. We can hear you loud and clear, and I'm going to put your picture on the screen. And then people will still know who's telling their inspiring stories. So, okay, Rebecca, I am so excited to hear your story because I haven't heard it before. So why don't you go ahead and tell us about your journey so far with Take Shape for Life?
I started right after Mardi Gras on my journey. My plan was to start at the beginning of the year, like most people do. And but I started and spoke with Sam and decided to do Take Shape for Life. And in the first week, I lost over 6 pounds.
Wow.
And from there, it kept going. It went down a little bit the next week to 4 pounds and eventually to 3. But I mean, it's been a great journey in that every week I lose a couple of pounds or a little bit more than that. And I'm loving it.
That is awesome. So are you noticing a change in the way you feel in your clothes or the confidence level, or what changes are you noticing?
I notice all of it. I notice that I can't stand still anymore. I just feel like I need to bounce around all the time, and I have a skip in my step, and I'm just a lot happier than I obviously used to be, and because the results are so wonderful, and the plan is just so easy for me.
That's awesome. What are your favorite parts about the plan so far?
Just the easy, how easy it is, and that's basically, I mean, it's just wonderful. It just works for me.
That is awesome. Have you noticed any changes in the way it affects the relationships with the people you love most?
Well, for me, it's easier to keep up with my 5 nieces and nephews.
Wow.
And just running around after the youngest one, who's, she's right under 2 years old. And I don't feel tired all the time like I used to. I don't feel like I want to sit at home and not do anything. I'm just much more active in ways other than exercise now.
That is so awesome. I am so excited for you. So what's your total weight loss so far?
I'm right at 32 pounds.
Wow, since Mardi Gras.
Yes, which is
What?
in February.
That's awesome. Did you ever imagine results like that were possible?
No, and as a matter of fact, I've also, just like the last 2 callers, I'm just like them. I did other diet plans. I would lose weight and it would stay off for a while, and then, something would go wrong in my life and I'd eat my way back to my original weight or more. And this program really even my mindset has changed. Just, I don't feel that now at all. I don't feel that. When I get stressed out, I just like, okay, well, everything else is calm in my life, and I know my plan for food, and I'm losing weight, and I know that I'll be able to keep it off. And so I just a great overall effect on my life.
Well, that is so awesome. And thank you so much for coming on and sharing today, Rebecca. And you have a great coach. Samantha's your coach, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you have a great coach. She's my coach too. So you're in great hands, and I'm excited to see you around. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you, Leslie.
All right. So our fourth speaker today is somebody who is Jessica Hoffmeyer. We've seen Jessica around for years now, and Jessica's had, I always call her Jess. I have no idea where Jessica has come from, but Jess has been around for a long time. She's consistently worked on her business, and she's a health coach and has been a client, and I'd love for her to share her story with us. So Jessica Hoffmeyer.
Thanks, Leslie. All right, guys, can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
All right. I want to take you guys back about 1.5 years. I had just had my first baby and peaked just over 200 pounds. I was completely embarrassed by that. There's, for no reason 200 pounds should ever be on a 5'2" frame. And I knew I needed to do something about that. So I tried some things on my own. I made some changes, but I got down to about 175 pounds and was stuck there without really knowing what else to do. At this time is when Leslie started posting pictures of herself on Facebook, and I was completely blown away by her progress and what she was accomplishing, and I needed to know what she was doing. So I called her right away. She and I were great friends in college, but probably hadn't spoken for about 10 years before that day. So I didn't care. It didn't really matter. I knew she had something that I wanted, and that was what was most important that day. So I pretty much decided that from her pictures that unless she was pushing diet pills or supplements, that I was all in. So I got started right away. And when I got started, it was really just because I was looking for an easy weight loss program that was going to work for me. But after just a short time, I realized that I was getting so much more than that. I was becoming the person that I used to be, the person that I wanted to be. I had so much more energy. I was becoming way more confident. I felt free to do the things that I wanted to do again. And so in turn, that made me a much better mom. I felt like it was making me a much better wife and just a better me. So the biggest reason at that point that I wanted to lose weight was because I was already thinking about wanting to have another baby. But Scott's my husband, we talked about it, and I told him no matter how much I want this right now, I refuse to be pregnant again at my current weight, because I couldn't imagine the toll that would take on my body to have to go through that at the size that I was. So thankfully, because of this program and the support that I had along the way, I didn't have to find out what that was going to be, because I lost 44 pounds before getting pregnant the second time. And it made a world of difference. I physically and mentally, comparing the two pregnancies, like, they don't even begin to match up. So I'm so grateful for that. So I now have 2 little kids at home. Dax is almost 2 and Peyton is just over 3 months old. So I find myself on my weight loss journey once again. It's been a slow process up until this point, but it doesn't matter, because the difference this time around is that I don't feel hopeless. I don't feel stuck, like I don't have answers, because I know that I have the tools that I need to get there. I know that I have the support that I need. And it wasn't that long ago that I was at a healthy weight, and that I had all the things that I wanted to have physically. So I can still remember vividly what it felt like to be comfortable in my own skin, what it felt like to wear the clothes that I wanted to wear, and to have the energy to do all the things that I wanted to do each day. So having the desire so strongly to get back there, I know it's gonna pull me all the way. So being able to share this gift that I've experienced with other people has been really rewarding for me. When I first started losing weight, people started noticing. One coworker in particular approached me about what I was doing, so I referred her to Leslie. So Leslie immediately asked if I was interested in coaching her, and I said absolutely not. I just wanted to focus on my own journey, get to where I wanted to be, and I didn't feel like I knew enough to help someone else on their journey. So she went ahead and signed her up as her client, and she told me that I was going to be coaching her anyway, so get ready. And she was definitely right. So when my friend had questions, she called me. When she was excited about her progress, she called me, and I got to celebrate with her. So I quickly learned what fun could be had in coaching. So I became more interested in it pretty quickly. And so I got signed up as a coach. And have not regretted that decision even a little bit. So the biggest joys for me from coaching is all the people that I get to help and all of the different ways that I get to help them. The obvious ones are just their physical transformation, getting to be part of their story and helping them to accomplish things that they didn't think were possible, to experience the same things that I did, the freedom to just be comfortable with themselves, and I think that's pretty awesome. And then financially, this is kind of a new thing for me. I know so many people who are struggling to, just make ends meet month to month, and their budget is really stretched, which causes a lot of stress in their lives and their family and their relationships. So knowing that I have something that I can offer them that would help relieve some of that stress and just bring joy back to their lives where they don't have to worry about so many things is great. And, even just so many people that I know that are moms that are working part-time or they're working full-time, and their desire is to be at home with their babies like I get to be. That is just so exciting to think that I could offer that gift to them and help them to accomplish that. So I'm excited moving forward to just, see how many more people I can help, and how many people I can help other people. So it just kind of keeps going. So that's kind of my story. The last 18 months or so, I'm hoping to continue writing that as I move forward. So thank you for letting me share.
Jessica, thank you so much. There's so many highlights to Jessa's story that I would just love to pick out. And there are a couple things that I wanted to mention. Number one, she started noticing my progress pictures while I was in progress. It was not a before and an after. It was a progress. And I wasn't bold enough to put a whole body picture up there, but I put a chubby face picture and a slim face picture. And that was my first before picture. Before that, I put a picture of my wedding ring because I wasn't even bold enough to put my face on the screen. And it was a picture of my wedding ring being too big on me. So if you have clients out there, or if you have coaches out there who are just worried. They don't want to put the full body picture. There are lots of parts of their before and after. They're having celebrations with us every single week on the phone, whether it's on the scale or off the scale. They're recognizing that the seatbelt on the airplane, they don't need an extender anymore, right? I mean, how big is that? That's a huge deal. Or that they actually have room in their seatbelt in their car, and it's the seatbelt holder on the side sucked some seatbelt back in instead of it being completely tight. They're realizing they can shop at regular stores, or that they have a picture of their old jean size and their new jean size. That's a progress picture that's attractive to people. So you can encourage them. And you know what it does? When they post a picture of something on Facebook, they're edified by their friends and family. So you're not their only cheerleader anymore. They have 20 cheerleaders who jump in and tell them, you know, great job, so proud of you, keep up the good work. So anyway, Jessica noticed my progress pictures, but they weren't full body pictures until a couple months later. So she noticed this and was stalking me throughout all that time. But Jessica, can you tell them about what you did this week that was bittersweet for you?
So I knew what I wanted to do for a career since probably before high school. I don't even know why I knew what I wanted to do, but I did, and I went straight to college. I wanted to be a radiologic technologist, and for all that's worth. So it was my dream job. I loved it. I think I was excellent at it because it was something I loved and wanted to do so much. But since having my babies, I've wanted to be home with them more than I wanted to be doing that job. And so I made the decision this past week, even though I had just gone to a part-time status, to completely give that up, which was really difficult for me, and it was more emotional than I thought it would be. But it's going to allow me not only more time to spend with my family, but also more time and energy to put into growing my business, which, you know, is helping more people. So I thought that it definitely outweighed the joy that I got from working at my previous job.
And Jessica was highly specialized. She's the girl, if you have to have brain surgery, that's injecting the dye into your brain so the neurologist can see. So she's an amazing woman we have on our team. I'm so excited. And I love you very much. I'm so excited that we are on this team together. You know, one thing, when I look for coaches, I look for some people that I want to travel with. And so that's on my checklist on all of my coach prospect sheets. Like, is she fun? Would I want to travel with her? Is he fun? Would Trey want to travel with him? Because we get to travel together. And that is so much fun. And Jessica, hands down, my first coach who decided to start working with me. And it has been, we laugh, we're perfect for each other. I'm so thankful for you. Thanks so much for sharing your story.
You're very welcome.
I want to open it up to anybody. If anybody has any questions for Jessica, visitors, if you'd love to step in and just comment on one thing you really liked about our meeting today, we'd love just one sentence, 2 sentences of feedback. But I'll just go ahead and open that up. And I'll wait awkwardly with a smile.
I love it.
Nobody? Comments? Danielle is always there for a comment of some kind.
You couldn't wait very long, Leslie, could you?
I'm not good at waiting in silence. Jessica knows that better than anyone.
Let's see if you can go 10 whole seconds of silence.
10 seconds, ready? Okay, I can't.
I'll jump in, Leslie, stop. Okay. No, I'm just, and I agree and I get it. It just kind of helps me because I kind of get my little stuck places hearing everybody and saying, each one of them said it, how much it changes so many other places in life, how it's not just that. And I mean, and I have this battle with myself ongoing about, I guess that negative self-talk just creeps back in and everything. But when I keep hearing the stories and it's, some of them are like speaking the words that are in my head. of my experiences. So I know that we all feel that and everything. So thank y'all for sharing that, for reminding me, for being brave to do that, you know, because it takes a lot of all of those things, you know. So thank you. It was awesome.
Thanks, Gina. You know, that there's Dr. Anderson talks about aiming to stay. AIM is acquire intrinsic motivation. And that's just big words for dream about what's possible, you know? Find a dream and then put feet to your dreams. And so as health clients, how many of you started as a health client? You've actually been on the 5-in-1 program. Okay, so as health clients, oh, Jessica, I want to say one more thing. So not only did Jessica get healthy, but she went from like, what size were your original scrubs that you were in?
Oh gosh, probably large, sometimes extra large.
Okay, to what size were you in when you put in your resignation? A small. Okay, so all of her colleagues noticed, and almost an entire department of her hospital is now at or near a healthy weight because of Jessica's transformation. How cool is that she's changing a hospital? I mean, blows my mind. And that's, Lauren's not on here anymore either, but her husband's also an emergency room physician, and they're both really excited about working hand in hand to truly bring health to people, because that's why they got into medicine. And they're really sad that all they're doing is saving people from dying, basically, in the emergency room. And they're not actually building that relationship like she talked about to bring health to people. So her motivation, so going back to acquiring intrinsic motivation, her motivation was just to lose weight at first. And then it became to be a healthy person overall. And then she realized, oh my gosh, I could actually do what I dreamt of doing when I went through years of medical school. And I wasn't equipped to do this during medical school. And she said, I mean, she and I have had heart-to-hearts on many levels, but she even said, you know, there was an entire period of medical school where they just said, if this is the condition, this is the medication. If this is the condition, this is the medication. If this is the condition, this is the medication. And she said, but we all knew the true solution is move more, eat less, or move more, eat right, you know? And so now she has the tools in her hands that it's not just, yeah, you might have to be on this medication for right now, but let's solve the underlying problem and bring this. And so she knows that in the emergency room, she still won't have that opportunity, but through Take Shape for Life, working at home with her daughter by her side, she'll be able to do that. So I wanted to go ahead, Alex.
Oh, I just want to give some perspective for everybody. You've heard a lot of passion over the last 25, 30 minutes. You know what I mean? A lot of like heartfelt, this is real. And getting empath with somebody, this word empathy has become such a big thing to me, because I didn't realize this until Take Shape for Life. There's been many years, I don't know how many, honestly, that I've been callous. And I had no idea. Sometimes you don't even know how callous you can be until the callus gets removed and you feel, right? Like, that's huge. And some of you don't know what I'm talking about because either you're still calloused and you don't know it yet, or you've never really had this callus built up because you were loved and nurtured and just didn't get as many lumps on the head, I guess, as some of us have done or had. But the point is, this is amazing to think about empathy as being in path with somebody else, on that path. Whereas when you're not in empathy, you're not on this path. They're just talking, and you're just like, yeah, okay, when do we get something that actually inspires me, right? Well, sometimes you got to get out of your own way and actually think about the other person. And these conversations right here are huge. And here's the thing. When you're hearing Leslie talk and you're hearing Jessica talk and everyone else talk, what you don't know is underneath the surface what they've had to break through to be able to even have these conversations. What you don't know is that Leslie was going to quit this business before she even had a chance to get it started. What you don't know is Leslie was broken down in tears saying, I can't do this. There's no way. And her to consider, why would I want to, though? And for her to just be willing to fight past that. And Jessica was on the other side of her making that decision. Because I guarantee you, I'm going to guarantee something that I can't really guarantee, but I'm going to say, as far as best as my head can actually fathom this, there are so many stories you heard today that you would not have heard had Leslie not gotten out of her own way. So this person you hear sharing before you, all bubbly and cheery and all this stuff, A year ago, this wouldn't have happened. Okay. I'm telling you that. Well, maybe a year and a month ago before her breakthrough that I saw. The other thing is, Jessica, for you to hear that story that you heard with Jessica, Leslie alluded to the idea that, all she wanted was to, maybe lose a little weight for herself. Jessica was adamant. I remember Leslie calling me saying, she doesn't see it. Like, what do we do? And I was like, well, let me talk to her. And Jessica, do you remember us talking on the phone? Like, I don't even know how long ago it was.
Yes, I do.
Okay. And do you remember, like, all you could think of is, I just don't know if I really want to share this with other people. It's, I just gotta, do you remember that?
I do.
And you were just in your head could not. So what I'm saying, like Leslie was saying, if you're considering being a coach, or if you are a coach, you do not have to have this figured out. You do not have to have it all together to start on a path. You just have to be saying, I want to start on a path. That's it. Because Jessica did not have this figured out, and now she's executive director and moving on in a big way, and her whole department is changing. She's got coaches now that she didn't even want in the beginning. Remember? You're like, I don't want to coach, And she didn't want to share this with other people because she was just like wanting to keep it to herself in a way. Leslie was like, I can't do this. Emotionally, this is too much.
Wait, Alex, can I jump in? Let me be really real with why I thought, because I think lots of women will relate to this. After Go Global last year, I came back and I thought, this is going to require too much. I want to stay with my babies. I want to help my husband. I want to go to the gym, and I want to go out to lunch with the ladies, And I had my priorities set. And I wanted to support people in that and help them to get healthy. But I felt like there were so many other things I had to do. I felt like, oh, now I have to have a perfect schedule, and I have to have babysitters every day of the week, and that's not my dream come true. Well, then I took the time to acquire my intrinsic motivation and say, okay, these are the things I really value. I love Jesus. I love my husband. I love my kids. My husband's on here, so I had to say him first. I love my hubby. I love my kids. And I love my friends. How can health coaching work in there? And then I realized, oh my gosh, I can do this with my kids by my side. I can do this and send them to watch the TV, and that's okay with me a little bit. They can go play with their grandma or go play with their friends, and I can swap with friends for babysitting time. I have some good support system as far as babysitters go, and I can afford it with the salary I get from Take Shape for Life. And then I realized my friends, they're all on program, or they're going to be on program once they have another baby, And so I can still play with them and be regular, normal Leslie, who's also healthy. And that's where my mind changed from being, Take Shape for Life uses the words fully integrated a lot. And I had no idea what that meant. And what I realized before at Go Global, I was trying to compartmentalize everything. This is my family time. This is my husband time. This is my kid time. This is my friend time. This is my play date time. When really, I'm just a healthy person, Leslie, who has a healthy body and a healthy mind. I'm also a mom all the time. I'm a healthy person all the time. I'm a healthy wife all the time. I'm a healthy friend all the time. So I just integrate health into my life. And then health coaching is so easy. So easy. And that's where I was going to go after that is I acquired the intrinsic motivation. I knew what I wanted. I wanted to set people free mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially. I wanted to be able to be a great mom and a great wife, so I knew what my motivation was. And those were actually the same reasons I became a client. Because I wanted to be set free physically and have this body that I was used to, a healthy body again, and I wanted a healthy mind again. So I needed to be set free physically, and I also needed to be set free mentally, and I had no idea I needed to be set free financially, but I mean, I tell you what, an extra X amount of money every month is definitely moving toward financial freedom, So then Dr. Anderson moves to stay. So you set your aim on what you want, and then you stay there. You stay moving toward that place. And so after Go Global, when I was feeling so overwhelmed, I sat down, figured out my aim, and then I moved to the stay part. And being a health client, so let's do this client and coach, staying. As a client, the way I stayed was I read my book, I got in contact with my coach once a week, and I listened to support calls because I was a support call junkie, okay? If you haven't listened to them, you need to tune in because those things are stinking amazing. Whether Jessica was a support call junkie, Nazi, where did that come from? Jessica was a support call junkie. She listened to every nurse's call. I listened to every Habits of Health call. And when I saw Lisa Kester the first time, I was like starstruck because she had changed my life so much from a computer screen. So those were the ways I stayed. Those helped to keep me motivated. They helped to keep me inspired, and they helped to keep me equipped for my journey. And so as a coach, how do I stay? I tune into the Friday meetings because I'm inspired and motivated when I hear stories. They inspire and motivate me to move forward. I listen to the leadership call every single week because the leadership call gives me all the late breaking news. It gives me the top leaders in our company giving me to-dos, like ideas for how to grow my business and move it forward. And it gives me more inspirational stories that are not just health stories, but trilogy stories, stories of people getting truly free financially, truly free emotionally, truly free mentally and physically. So as a coach, I realized our business is really, really, really simple. Okay, you ready? This is, okay, I have had a bunch of clients, and sometimes I've had like 40 clients at once, okay?
So let's stop for a moment. This is where you want to take a note because you're going to break it down, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is the part where everything we just talked about before was why we do what we do. You know, hearing those stories, hearing people who came from where they didn't want to be to in a place where they're at where they want to be, or they're on the path and they feel like there's hope to continue on. Now we're going to talk about the strategies, tactics, and actions of this is what you do. So if you've been looking for how do I do this, how do I move something forward, Leslie's about ready to break it down.
Okay, this is from the perspective of mom of 4 children, 8 and under, business owner with my husband Trey, very active in my community and my church, and remodeling a home that doesn't even have a kitchen at this point, or toilet in one of the bathrooms. Busy. Okay, what do? We acquire clients. That means help people to get started toward their health goals. So as soon as somebody's ready and they comment on my Facebook post, within 24 hours, I want to be on the phone with them chatting about what their health is. I've learned the hard way that if I don't follow up right away when they show interest, their courage will leave. It took a lot of courage to reach out for help, a lot of courage. You remember how nervous you were when you first reached out to your coach? Okay, they're that nervous. So you have to say, oh my gosh, it is such an honor that you reached out to me on Facebook. I would so love to chat with you about your health goals and see if one of these programs would work for you. So I put that on the Facebook message. What's your phone number and a good time to call? Here's my phone number. Tomorrow afternoon is great. Great, I'll call you at 1 o'clock. Put the appointment in my phone. Okay? So then I get on the phone. There's lots of trainings. Your health coach can train you on how to do those calls. Those are my favorite calls of everything we do. So that's the first one, acquire clients, help people to get started. Number 2 is support clients. Well, that's a little more involved in the first 4 days as you're making sure they're getting started, right? And it takes a couple minutes every day for the first 4 days, but that's just a couple minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. And then we add them to our celebration calls once a week. Well, I can get a lot of celebration calls done if I use a timer. I'm a chatty Kathy, and it's 12 o'clock, so our meeting should end right now, but I've chatted too much. So I have a timer that I put in front of me, and I set it for 8 minutes or 5 minutes, and then I give myself a 3-minute grace period to wrap it up, because wrapping it up is hard. So set a timer and say, hey, Jess, I'm so excited. How was your week on program? And she'll say, it was great. Awesome. What were your victories on and off the scale? And she'll say, well, I lost 3 pounds and my jeans don't fit anymore. I'm like, left. Normally that would be so sad, but that's so awesome. I'm so excited for you that your jeans don't fit. Are we going shopping today? I want to see your clothes in the fitting room. Take a picture of the new clothes. She'll say, okay, I promise I will. All right, girl. And then I set the stage for the week to come. All right, so we're at 162. Oh my gosh, do you realize if you're strong on program and you drink all your water and you maintain your stress, you're going to be in the 150s next week? That's amazing. I am so excited to see that number for you. And they'll be like, yeah, that's awesome. Okay, girl, I'm so excited for you. Reach out to me if you need anything. If there's a crisis moment at a girl's night out, give me a call from the bathroom. Can't wait to chat. And then we're done. That was our celebration. And they felt celebrated and honored. So, okay, so we support our clients. And then during the week, Jess might call me and be like, hey, going to this restaurant, what should I order? So I'll help guide her to that. That's my supporting clients. Then we're acquiring coaches, which really that's just helping people to help other people. And that all comes during your support calls and during your interactions with the clients during the week. Jessica modeled that during her stories, so I don't need to go over it because she told you exactly how I do that. And there are other ways to do that as well, and your health coach or your business mentor can help you to come up with really great ways, and there's some really great trainings out there on that as well. And then fourth, it's supporting coaches. Now, I'm still not really good at this. I'm so growing in this area. I'm growing in my client support. I'm growing in every area. But you know who's really great at it? My mentors, Sam and Harold. So I use them. I use them for three-way calls with my clients. I use them, except for today, to do health coach interviews with my potential coaches. And they reach in and help me to guide my coaches along the right path. So Samantha's really good at working on stories, client stories. So Jessica worked with Samantha this week on her story, and didn't she do a great job? She was amazing. So anyway, use your mentorship. Be plugged in. Doug Wood says, if your waistline is shrinking, your business is growing. And if your waist is growing, your business is shrinking. And it's true. So be on top of your health journey and consistently apply action, and you will be successful. So your actions are really simple. You don't need to compartmentalize, just integrate health into every area of your life and work with your business mentor. So I am so excited I got to be on this call today, y'all, and I'm so excited that we got to share these awesome stories and this very short training, and I hope you guys have a great week, and you can stay around to ask questions if you have any questions, but otherwise we will release you to go and get America healthy.
Oh my goodness, that's wonderful. You know, so what I was hoping we could do for those of you who have a little bit more time, and for those of you that don't, totally respect it and understand it, I would love to hear just a quick, this is your chance to kind of come out of a shell if you don't normally speak on camera or whatever, because we're in the business of personal growth. That's really what we are. And we're also in the business of helping other people. So the way we do that is we open our mouth and we say, hey. So I was hoping you could just take a second and just in just 5 to 10 seconds or less, just reiterate something that you felt was actionable for you out of this conversation. And if whatever comes to your mind or whatever you maybe look back through your notes, what's something you heard that inspired action or you think is actionable for you? And then if you have a question, you can also ask that. So either one. All you have to do is unmute. All right. So it sounds like nobody has something that they want to share. So what my encouragement, I have an assignment. Okay, this is good. So I'm going to go ahead and use this as the last teaching of the day. You want to get good at being in this path in the conversation, even at the times where there's a lot of information coming in. And you want to think about, what is this person saying that truly, truly I can relate to, or that even if you don't fully know the specific situation, what are they saying and what's going on that might help another person? And maybe take a note on that and become very aware of that. And if you need space to learn how to do that kind of thinking, a really good book on that is by John Maxwell, and it's called How Successful People Think. It's a great read if your thoughts easily get convoluted or flustered. And it really helps you to create space in your mind to take information in. The second thing I want to encourage you in is to edify. And that is to build. That means to build up. And sometimes if you're not really good at knowing how to build others up or how to basically do something, is just intentionally think, I'm listening to think of something that I can say with this person that's a great job. You heard Leslie share a lot about edification. She didn't use those words, but she completely is an edifier, and that's one of her strengths that she has. You don't have to be Leslie Begin, okay? And as a matter of fact, you can't be Leslie Begin. She's Leslie Begin, right? But what the point is you want to look at the principles of what she's using to inspire and help other people. What I heard her say that inspired me, and I'm sharing this because everybody else had the opportunity, so I'm going to share something that I'm going to put into path this week with people. And that is, she sets this tone of, I'm excited for you. You may not understand this, but what I got out of that is that when a woman loses weight and her jeans don't fit her anymore, that's a big deal for her, especially if it's been years since they've had that success. If it's only been increasing sizes of pants, how emotionally traumatic that would be is I've got to go buy new clothes again and I'm out of control. My life is completely, that's what I'm starting to feel like, oh my goodness. And now they're going the other way. She lets the brain and the dopamine in that brain know that's a big deal. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? I'm so excited for you. Normally that's not a good thing. We're not excited about changing our clothes, And honestly, I'll just be honest with you guys. Leslie's cheerleader personality is not my typical cup of tea. However, I'm hearing what she's excited for the person. I'm like, if I need a little more cheerleader to help somebody else stay with this, I'm going to do that. Not always. But if that's what this person needs from me, it's not about me, right? Then maybe I need to understand how to empathize that in that situation. Now, if it's like, somebody's grandmother and they're 70 years old and they don't have that, I'm not going to be all over. I'm like, oh my goodness, girl, I can't believe it. I'm going to be like, oh, Mrs. Jones, it's so exciting to hear that. How do you feel about that? It's a little different. So that's what I got out of that. And I also got this, Leslie, that you did this. And this is for everybody, not just Leslie. You say, oh my goodness, how are you going to feel? Like, let's go for this. Like, she set the tone for like next week. We're headed to the 150s. Oh my goodness, you're headed to the 150s. Are you excited about that? The person's like, and the reason I was thinking about why that's so important is this person is in the middle of their chaotic life. And it's so easy to be distracted to all the monotony of life and all of the things I've got responsibility to do. And all of a sudden, you just reminded me, Leslie, and if I'm the client, you just reminded me of where I'm headed. And all of a sudden, I look out of the trenches and I go, you know what? Yes, that's where I'm headed. Put the eyes back on the prize. So I just wanted to say thank you all for participating in this. And Leslie, huge, huge call today.
Good. Yay.
All right. So and there were so many more things. I just don't want to overwhelm the conversation. So we've got some action now. Aim to stay. So now that we have our awakened and acquired intrinsic motivation, and if you don't have it, work with your mentor coach on helping that. Leslie decided to, and this is actually in John Maxwell's book, How Successful People Think. He says John Maxwell says if you don't have intrinsic motivation, it's usually because you haven't thought enough about what motivates you. And you haven't spent the time doing the work. So that's been something over the last couple of years that I've been doing the work and doing the work and doing the work, and it changes. Your intrinsic motivation can really change when you start thinking about what really matters, and all the facade stuff will fall away. So if you're not waking up with purpose and feeling connected to what you're going to do, then work with yourself. Start thinking about this, or work with your mentor coach who can help pull that out of you. Lisa, go ahead.
One thing on that, Alex, sometimes, I wake up and I'm like, seriously, I have to call some other needy person, and I have like a really negative attitude. Yeah. But I'm like, just one call. I'm just committing to one call today. And then I get on the call with the person and they're like, it was such a good week. The scale didn't really move, but I was awake all day without needing a nap. And then they were telling me these other things. I'm like, okay, I'll call one more person. Because what we do is as addicting as like crack-laced goldfish. Goldfish are addicting. So
I've had goldfish. I haven't had the crack or the lace.
Yeah. So I swear they're like the devil's creation. Okay, so the point is, lots of times I wake up totally unmotivated and not wanting to make a call, and I still make just one call. I don't make myself commit to 40 calls. I make myself commit to one call and following up with 5 people. And if I've done that, it's a success for the day, you know, or if it's, I need to connect with my coaches today, I'm going to connect with one coach and I'm going to follow up with 5 people. And if I do that, I'm like, I can let myself off the hook after that if I want on those bad days. But usually once I've done it once, I'm like, oh, this is so fun. Okay, I'll call one more coach. Okay.
That's it. You just take that next, it's the next step is really what it is.
One step, even if it's a bad day.
And then you say, what's next? All right. So aim to stay is a no joke thing. Once you learn what it is, it's not just some weird acronym that just, if you don't quite get it. So stay close to the team in the pack. Let's get into action. And it sounds like we have our focus about us right now. Does anyone else have any questions or comments or need some specific mentoring? If you do, raise your hand and let's talk. If you need a private, we can have a quick chat. Otherwise, let's get into action. Have some fun. All right. We'll talk to you all later. Have a beautiful week.
Thank you, Alex.
Bye. Oh, pleasure.